welcome on board. And today I'm heading to a place called Gougane Barra in West Cork. I was here years and years ago when I started my career in Ireland, when I moved here 20 odd years ago. One of the first places I ended up filming was in a place called Gougane Barra, and I haven't been back since, but I've never forgotten it. In fact, I've even dreamt about it. Don't know what that means. It's some sort of spiritual place. I just remember its sheer beauty. So I'm down here anyway on the BMW, as you can see, filming for the island's greatest mountain pass series, which I'm bringing you currently on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, then please do, because I'm having a whale of a time filming that series. But I just thought I'd take an afternoon out from filming the mountain passes and make a separate video just of something, like I say, which means a lot to me. I came here with, I mentioned I was filming for RTE television, and the sound recordist I was with, he brought me here. We had a few hours off and he said, "You just got to see this place, Dave." He says, "I'm taking you there." And oh my God. Well, you'll see when we get there. It's just one of those special places on Earth. And that's why I'm making a separate video about it, and that's why I'm going to ride back there today, because it turns out the hotel I'm staying in for the next few nights isn't too far away from there, about half an hour. So sit tight, folks, enjoy the scenery, and hopefully you don't mind me waffling on in between the beautiful scenery, spot of drone footage, and a bit of music as well. So I'll wake you up again when we're nearly there.
Gougane Barra is a forest park owned and operated by Culture Ireland. It extends over 350 acres and is an area of outstanding natural beauty, as you can see here. The large valley and the lake are enclosed by the sheer rock faces of the mountains, and it was carved out by a glacier during the last ice age. And although the lake in its basin gives the impression of great depth, its deepest point is only 12 metres. According to tradition, St Finbar built his monastery on the island in Gougane Barra in the 6th century, giving the area its name. Today, a small, extremely picturesque chapel on the same island is named after St Finbar.
I love riding along with the visor open, and that's why I've got the clear glasses on, just to stop my eyeballs filling up with flies. Plenty around at this time of year, but you can't beat that sensation of warm, fresh Irish air on your face. Absolutely love that. And these roads are great as well, plenty of twisties. Fairly new tyres on. I have the Michelin Road Trail 5s, and very impressed with them. I haven't really ridden the bike in the wet as such, but certainly on loose gravel roads, of which there are plenty around this county, and all sorts of different sort of terrain which might normally cause me problems. It's just sticking to the road like glue. Really nice. Be interesting to see how long they last, because I've only done less than 1,000 kilometers on them, and already I can see quite a lot of wear. So I had the Metzler, the Tourance tyres on before that, and they lasted for ages. I just didn't think they were great in the wet. So anyway, time will tell. Back to the scenery. Look at this! It just excites me so much when I'm out, you know, outside on two wheels, especially on this bike, and taking in scenery like this. Unbelievable. And it's free of charge. Of course, you have to buy the motorbike, but once you've got the bike, you can come and have days out like this free of charge. Well, a little bit of petrol. A couple of other like-minded bikers there, enjoying it. I just got the smell of one of those guys' vapes as I rode past them. Wouldn't get that in the car. plenty of foreign registrations around at this time of year as well, which is lovely to see after the certainly after the last couple of years. You know, places like this, which are pretty desolate at the best of times, but over the last 2 years in the lockdown, now I still had to travel around with work. I was considered an essential worker because I was making documentaries for the TV channel over here about lockdown and COVID and whatever. So I was allowed to travel around, and honest to God, soul destroying. Some days I was literally the only person on the road. In fact, the Garda checkpoints, certainly over this side of the country, they got to know me because I was literally the only person passing through their checkpoints in hours. So it was always funny. We'd always stop and have a chat. They were always asking what I was filming next and what I was up to that day. So it's lovely to see people out and about again, and foreign registrations, that's always a good sign. The economy is bouncing back, please God. Can you imagine if you were a restaurant owner or indeed in the hospitality trade over the last 2 years? I just, fair play to all of you who are and have survived. I don't know how you did it. It was tough enough keeping my household going, and like I say, I was able to work. Wow, the gardens of that house, absolutely gorgeous. I don't remember it at all, you know. Certainly not the approach. I remember there being like an old, it was empty at the time, a hotel actually on the lake, and then a church, which I've seen countless times on photography forums on Facebook. I'd say it's one of the most photographed churches in Ireland. And needless to say, I'll also have to take a photograph of it today. So that sign has just informed me that we're now in the Gaeltacht. For those of you who don't live in Ireland or don't know what the Gaeltacht is, it's an Irish language speaking part of the world, community. I've had this bike nearly 2 years now, you know, and it really is, it's my go-to bike, it's my do-anything bike, and it is the epitome of comfort. I rode down here yesterday, 5 hours on motorways, and literally stuck it into cruise control and just enjoyed the ride, and felt as fresh as a daisy when I got down here last night. Oh no, look at this. Wow. Yeah. I have not been let down, and that's the church right ahead in front of me. Obviously plenty of other people thought they'd come and have a spin out here today as well. And that was the old hotel. That looks as though it's had a makeover, a gift shop as well. The old car there, it's brilliant. Careful not to knock down this lovely lady. Now look at that for a view, folks. Oh my God, that is beautiful. I'm on a slight decline here, not an incline, so I'm just going to turn the bike around just so I don't have the embarrassment of trying to push it backwards when I leave. This is stunning here. Park it next to that fabulous car. Okay, let's go for a little wander.
First things first though, and I've gone for the healthy option. There's nothing worse than having a big lunch full of carbs and then sitting on a motorbike half falling asleep, so I always try and keep it light when I'm riding around during the day. Okay, I confess I'm not all good. I have ordered a cheeky little slice of carrot cake to come with the coffee after this. Gotta have some sort of treat.
Well, it is exactly as I remember it. It's exactly the same. You can actually get married in that church. Imagine that, starting your married life off there. That'd give you some send-off to your life full of misery. I'm only kidding. Best thing which ever happened to me, actually getting married. Without doubt. Sometimes. But can you imagine getting married there? Seriously, what a spectacular location. I'd say it's booked every weekend now for the next few years. That is probably the best setting of any church I've ever seen in Ireland. And there's a reason it's probably the most photographed church in Ireland as well. I can't really describe it, the feeling that I'm experiencing at the moment being here. I don't know if it's because I've wanted to come back here for nearly 20 years and I remember the first memory so well of being here. I'm not a particularly religious person, so I don't think it's anything to do with the church. In fact, I'm bordering on being an atheist, to be honest. But maybe it's just the setting, the tranquility, the moment. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what life is, I suppose. Now I'm getting deep. It's because of my motorbike. I always end up visiting places like this, and it sort of digs away at thoughts inside me. A wonderful place, nonetheless. I hope you're taking something from it as well, folks, because this is a very, very special place to me. And I hadn't quite realised just how special it was until now. Well, what a fantastic little trip that was, and a trip down memory lane too. Okay, time to hit the road and get some of this lovely warm fresh air blasted in my face again. I ended up speaking to the lovely people who owned that vintage car. I've just been speaking to them for 20 minutes, and it's one of those moments I thought, should I ask if I could turn the camera on them? The guy was an encyclopedia about motorbikes as well as cars. Just wonderful to speak to. And but then I thought, no, do you know what? Sometimes you just gotta leave the camera and enjoy speaking to people without thinking, yeah, you'd be great on my YouTube channel. So, goodbye, Gougane Barra. I hope it's not another 20 years before I return. What a wonderful day out. And I hope you took something from it too, folks. Apologies if it turned a bit personal for me. That was a bit of a deep moment. So you know the drill. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for riding pillion with me. Thanks for coming along. It always makes it so much more worthwhile when I know, well, basically, that I need to kick up my backside to go out and visit places, because I know that I'm bringing the short films to you folk. So thanks a million again for tuning in. Dave Perry, really good TV. Over and out.